Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy hump day. Welcome to CryptoCoinMindSet. I appreciate everybody being here today. And as always, I'm Keith, and I'm here to help you get your mindset on crypto. And I am fortunate today to be joined by Crypto Jar. As soon as I can bother to find there we go. The right link.
Morning, how you
I'll
doing?
bring him in. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. How you doing today?
I am doing pretty well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good.
Excellent. Excellent. Hey, another day. Always good to sit there and talk about, well, if you ask me, always a good day to go talk about crypto. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Lots to talk about today. Got a
Yeah.
few items here
Yeah.
on the list.
I know people might be like, what the hell are they talking about with the mixed messages coming from everything. I don't know. It's not something we haven't seen before. If you ask me in the
Yeah.
crypto space, you
Yeah.
see it all the time.
Mhm.
Banks say one thing, do another. Governments say one thing, they do another. It just as I was going through a lot of things, on Twitter mostly, for those of you who are not following us on Twitter, links in the description below. Make sure you go follow us. And I don't know. It just seemed like it was literally back and forth with everything. One piece of positive news, one piece of negative news. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. It's all over the place right now.
It really, I don't know. To me, it really is. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's kick it off here. And
Sure.
if anybody that's joining us, again, welcome. Make sure you hit that like button and jump into the live comments, into the live chat, and throw a question in there. If you got a question, comment, whatever about what we're talking about, feel free. You will help to make this live stream even more exciting. All right. So
All right.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, I was gonna say, so the first topic that we had was about MoneyGram, and I'll just put up the tweet right now. And it's talking about MoneyGram launching their non-custodial wallet. It's going to be using USDC on Stellar.
Yeah.
So I'd like to get your opinion on that.
Well, again, to me, very bullish news. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, I know that people who are, really deep into the crypto space, especially like if you're a Bitcoin maxi, that kind of thing, you look at something like Stellar and you're like, way too centralized, yada, yada, yada. Same thing like XRP, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? It's bringing acknowledgement. It's bringing people to the space with, and in this case, in the form of MoneyGram. I
Yes.
don't know if anybody's ever sent money like Western Union or MoneyGram. It's expensive. It ain't fast.
Yes.
And it's just like, you got to answer every question under the damn sun because, oh, are you being extorted? Are you laundering money? Blah, 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 blah. I mean,
Yeah.
has that been have you even, well, I don't even know. Have you sent any money that way?
Not through MoneyGram. I've used Western Union before.
Yep.
So yeah, the fees are extremely high. The process is very long.
Yes.
Um, And they also do, this is the part that I'm a little bit curious about, because in Canada, there's a lot of short-term lenders that are out here that
Yep.
use this venue, high interest loans. So I'm a little bit suspicious about what exactly is the motive here. Is it just another way of loaning money through? How much transparency is there actually going to be when it comes to stuff like that, and oversight? But yeah, it's using the blockchain. It seems to be positive right now. So I'd like to see where it's going to go.
Well, and not for nothing, one of the other things I was talking about, I believe on Monday's stream, was about the mass adoption of
Yes.
cryptocurrency. I am of the opinion personally that this is, mass adoption's coming. You see more and more people slowly dipping their toes wherever. I think they need to be careful about where they dip their toes for sure.
Yeah.
But not even just individuals like me and you. I'm talking like companies, again, here in the case of MoneyGram. And we're going to talk about a couple of others shortly. But I mean, thank you. Come on in. Dip your toes in the water. The water's fine,
So it's
kind of thing.
definitely, I think it's positive in the way that it's this is an international company. It's about sending money internationally. So it's
Yes.
opening up the gate to the US, to Canada, to everybody internationally to send using the blockchain. That's definitely the positive spin that I'm seeing on it.
Well, exactly. And again, remember, this is talking about sending fiat.
Right. Yeah.
In this case, whatever your fiat happens to be. We had some people from England the other day, so whatever your fiat, you're in
Yeah.
Canada, you got the Canadian dollar, here in the US dollar, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever that fiat is. Now, I mean, because at the end of the day, those of us in cryptocurrency know we don't need that. We don't need MoneyGram. If I want to send you money, I'm just gonna give me your wallet address, man. Boom, and there it is. You're gonna get it, and it's gonna
Yeah.
cost me pennies to send it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's good. The next one that I wanted to bring up also was Bitcoin, and this is Guatemala.
Yep.
Tribunal is using Bitcoin to timestamp transparency for fraud detection for presidential elections. So this is a very interesting use case that they're going to be using in Guatemala.
And I think it's a huge use case.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's a pretty big deal, right?
I mean, again, I'm not sure about Canada, but here in the US, there's still to this day, I mean, we're talking 3 years past the last presidential election, coming into the next cycle here. And there is still probably half the country that thinks that the last election was just fraud, fraud, fraud.
Yeah,
So I'm an advocate. Matter of fact, I think you and I talked about it on a previous live stream where, I talked about Cardano, big Cardano fan, and Charles Hoskinson, who was actually talking about using the blockchain for voting purposes.
right.
And I'm still all about that. I think that's
Yeah.
the best way to do it.
Like
You
if you want to talk
verify the
about
vote.
public transparency, the blockchain is the number one way to do it, and you can always refer to it. It's not going anywhere. So definitely huge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now,
And yeah, I can see how there being a lot of people opposing this because it might be too much transparency on the government side. But it's definitely a positive way to look at it. This is a really good use case to see how it works with a government. And they're talking about election here. So this is kind of a big deal. At least I
yep.
see it as a pretty big deal.
Oh,
Now, it seems like South American countries are also a lot more warmer to when it comes to using the blockchain and using their use cases and practically using it.
yes.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
No, I agree with you 100%. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm talking about blockchain voting. So, putting your actual vote on the blockchain, but where this is more recording the election on the blockchain, which still great use case, great use case. And the fact that they realize that, what, this, once it's there, that's it. It's there. You're not going to be able to say, oh, that didn't happen, because yes, it did. Yes, it did. And so, yeah, I'm all about, even if this is the first step in that direction. Yeah, absolutely. All about that. All about that.
Definitely. And we're talking about internationally different countries using it. So we have, let me just pull this one up. This is about Spain approving Coinbase to come in and offer a range of services for retail customers. So this is, and institutions. This is a nice move for Coinbase, I think. Moving
Yes.
internationally at different markets,
Yes.
expanding their reach. They're having a lot of difficulty in the US. So
Yes,
this
they
is
are.
definitely, this is a nice positive sign for the company.
I agree. And they are obviously, Gemini, all these centralized exchanges are trying to increase their footprint across the globe, and they should, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I hope they remain kind of based out of the United States, because I really do believe that the United States needs this. And yes, you're right. They're having a really tough time because of the crap being thrown, lawsuit after lawsuit from Gary Gensler and the SEC.
Yeah.
But you're right. It is good to see that other countries, other governments, other entities are definitely not as nearsighted as the United States appears to be when it comes to cryptocurrency.
Yeah, and I also think it sets a fire under them because they don't want to be lacking,
Yep.
especially in the financial space. So if you're falling behind and you're already supposed to be the number one dominant currency, and you're watching other international countries adopting it at a
Yep.
much faster pace and implementing it, especially like in South America, that's a sign to show the degradation of the US dollar. So
Yep.
either they jump in and do something about it and take a lead, or they don't.
Right. I thank you, because it's kind of that's kind of how I look at it. It's like, here's the US that oh, we're the innovators of this and the leaders of that and yada yada yada. Well, not anymore, man. Not anymore. You're allowing your need for control, if you ask me, to outweigh the need of innovation. Because I'm sorry, the innovation's coming whether you're a part of it or not.
Yeah, yeah. And like when it comes to tech in the United States, they've pretty much always been the leader with anything new tech wise. Yeah, and cryptocurrency was supposed to be one of them. It seems like Bitcoin came from the US and has pretty much dominated the market. So I don't see why they wouldn't want to hold a grip on that and continue with it.
Yep.
Um, yeah.
I think
So
I read, I can't remember where it was now, a statistic that was put together by Coinbase, if I remember correctly,
mhm,
saying that in the United States now, approximately 25% of the population owns some form of cryptocurrency.
that's a lot. That's huge, right? And
Yeah.
speaking of adoption, there's another one over here, and this is from Nomura's digital asset subsidiary. Hold on, let me just pull it up here. They're launching a new fund for Bitcoin, and this is another one that you actually had posted this one earlier. And this is just Wall Street moving in again with the ETFs and their funds for Bitcoin. This
Yep.
is proposal for the mass market. So this is another one under their belt as expansion grows. This is kind of a big deal again. I'm losing track of the numbers of how many Wall Street groups are actually jumping on the Bitcoin wagon right now.
Well, exactly. And not for nothing. This one's out of Japan. This is like the
Oh, this is out
largest.
of Japan. Nomura's out
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
Japan.
Well, this is like the largest, I forgot, financial services, whatever they are in Japan,
Yeah,
embracing Bitcoin. It's like, why would you not follow suit? I mean, you've got countries all and governments all across the world already. I mean, you can go to Europe and get a Bitcoin ETF,
right.
but the United States lagging behind. But this, to me, again, I realize Japan, but again, in the big scheme of the TradFi industry, this is a big bank. This is a big institution, financial institution
Yeah,
globally. So
half a trillion dollars. Yeah, that's pretty big.
yeah, it's like, come on now. Here you go. Embracing cryptocurrency. Again, in this case, it's a Bitcoin ETF, but still embracing the possibility of diving into the cryptocurrency space. And everything we've talked about so far is the positive end of things, and I think we want to show a few more here before we start talking about, okay, now let's get the the negative end of things. I just, I don't know. The bottom line is there is a lot of TradFi positivity
Right.
globally when it comes to Bitcoin.
Yeah. I'm just a little like I'm still like when I look at the chart and let me just look at the 1 year over here and we talk
Yep.
about adoption.
Yep.
It doesn't seem to reflect in the price of Bitcoin at all. And I know it's just applications going through. There's no actual formal approval or anything like that. Um, but like it's just kind of curious how it's been hanging around the 25, 26 $1,000 range. It hasn't actually moved up at all. Do you think there's a reason behind that, or you just think it's really about mass markets waiting for the approval to actually kick things off?
Well, that's a great question, and I really do believe that it's a lot of weakness still in the cryptocurrency market. And thank you for financial failure. I love your channel, man. Love
Yeah,
your
we should
channel.
have him on. He's awesome. I've been watching
I,
him for a while.
you are welcome to come on anytime. If you're available, and matter of fact, even if you're not, at 10 a.m. on Monday or Wednesday, Crypto on the Rocks on Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. But you're right. The USA is getting left behind. You're
Yeah.
1,000% correct. And not for nothing, in the in the chart like you're showing there, it's I I really do believe that we are at the point where we're coming to the end of an accumulation cycle because the bull market is going to start. I'm of the, and I was going to put a video out about this, but we're talking about it now, so we'll talk about it now. That probably you got 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm just some old guy, but but think about it. I mean, when you break it all down, you've got all of this kind of stuff converging. It's eventually going to take its toll. And now here's the thing where, with regard to the question that you asked, where it almost like it doesn't reflect in the price, right? But I would argue that it does. And here's my argument why it does. Okay. Because if you actually track it back through its history and you check out what the cycle highs and what the cycle lows are, with the exception, I think, of 2 years out of Bitcoin's history, the cycle lows were always higher year over year.
Right. Okay.
So that to me is the adoption. And I get it. In the beginning, it was, like I said, the people who are more maxis for Bitcoin and that kind of thing. But like, come on now. After 2017, that's not the case.
Yeah, definitely a fair point.
And that's where I would argue that. And you could also go into the wallets. I know you probably don't have it set here to bring it up, but if you go and check out the Bitcoin wallets, most Bitcoin, like the total number of new whole coiners in wallets it just keeps growing.
Yeah, and they're holding. So the regular retailer that's picking up Bitcoin is holding on to Bitcoin. So that's definitely a positive sign as well.
Well, it's funny because I think that plays into what I was saying earlier, that poll by Coinbase, with like 25% of U.S. residents, because come on, unless you are literally got your head in the sand, it's easy to see what's going on with the U.S. dollar. It's easy to see what's going on with the economy. It's easy to see what's going on worldwide. Hell, you don't even just need to look at the United States.
Absolutely. And then we're talking about institutions. There's another one over here, and this one's Deutsche Bank. Where is it? Their Swiss partner, Taurus. Okay, let me just bring this up on the screen. There we go. Okay, so they're going to be offering cryptocurrencies to their clientele, and it looks like they're going to be starting off with Bitcoin.
Yep. Custody services and stuff. Yeah. Think about this. Again, I kind of want to just say, remember, here's one of the major banks, definitely here in the United States. I don't know. Is Citi a major bank up in Canada?
Citi Bank is in Canada. I wouldn't say it's a dominant one, but it has its presence.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. We're talking Deutsche Bank. I'm jumping the gun, everybody.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, again, Deutsche Bank as well. I believe they have outlets here, but it doesn't have much of a footprint.
Yeah, that's more of a Europe kind of based bank.
This is German. Yeah.
But think about it, still huge bank. I mean, when they're having financial difficulties, which I mean, again, if you go back to videos on my channel, like to over a year ago, maybe 2 now, I talked about some of their financial issues and how it was rippling through the global economy. So here you have a major bank globally who is going to offer custody services and, eventually other services to their high net worth clients. And they're going to be, okay, let me rephrase this. I believe that they've already built those rails in the background. Otherwise, they wouldn't be talking about offering these services. So they've already built. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But, remember, again, we're talking big banks, and we're going to talk a couple more here. And they're saying, yay, crypto for, their net worth clients and where they can, this, that, or the other thing. But yet, watch what happens when we talk later when it comes to the you and I, the average retail client.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Caitlin Long. It's funny because, what we got here? Awesome. Wednesdays live and then 7 p.m. Okay, sure. Absolutely. I'll, one of us will reach out to you, or both of us will.
I'll definitely reach out.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. Look forward to that. So I think last Wednesday, you and I started talking about Custodia Bank and how the Fed is basically like shut them down.
Yep.
They want to be a full reserve bank. They literally want to hold every penny you put in a deposit and every Bitcoin you put in and every whatever
The
that
most
you
solid way
actually
you
put
can
into the
create
bank.
one.
Yeah. And you'd think you'd be
Fully
like,
backed.
yes, finally.
No fractional reserve.
Yeah. But yet, no, because you don't want to hold just fractions, or since COVID in the United States anyway, you don't even have to hold a fraction.
Yeah.
You can hold zero.
Yeah. Is it zero now?
Yeah. You can
Because I
actually
know it
hold
was
zero.
like a very small percentage, and then it kept reducing and reducing and reducing. Now it's zero. That's
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
Just keep printing.
it's crazy, right? And I get that you would expect a bank like Custodia to do like custody services for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency. You would expect that because that's the nature of the bank.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I wanted to make sure we highlighted this just to show the dichotomy between your Deutsche Banks, your Citi Banks, your, whatever, Bank West that we're going to talk about later, etc., and a bank that's trying to do it right and basically getting slapped down for trying to do it right.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially, okay, so I totally see where this is coming from. It's a completely new concept, a new service, a new bank entirely, and you want to build trust. So when the dollar first came out and was backed by gold, there was you needed something like a certificate so you could trust the person. There's a whole bunch of trust aspects that go into this, and
Yes.
it looks like that's what Caitlin's trying to do here, and it gets shut down. So
well, and to bridge that gap, because let's be I think this was something you and I talked about last week. We're going to have to bridge that gap. Because even though you and I know that, if you're like, hey, Keith, send me some Bitcoin, I need to take care of this, that, or the other thing, I can do it like this.
Yeah.
I don't need a bank. I don't need an intermediary to do that. She realizes that we have to transition from where we are to where we're going. And that's going to be a slow, arduous process because people have to be able to function in a self-custody environment in order to function in cryptocurrency. So the fact that one, she wants to be 100% covered 100%. Every penny you put in is there. And two, the fact that you want to show people the way to move to what's coming, like out in the open, unlike these banks like we just talked about with Deutsche Bank, who's sitting here, already built the rails in the background, and now, okay, if you've got enough net worth, we'll help you out. She, on the other hand, is like, she wants to help you and I.
Yeah, work from the ground up. The proper way to start a new bank. Yeah.
Heaven forbid, right?
Yeah, this is like when you and this is what you're saying, like different worlds colliding right now and the positive aspects and yeah, they're working against each other. There's no pull in the right direction. At least it just seems like everyone's in a battle. I don't know how we're going to pull this off, but it's here's another one. This one's with
Robert
Kiyosaki, US dollar. Yeah, so this is with Citi Bank now, announcing that they're offering a bank blockchain technology. There you go. Institutional savings into Citibank's token, which can be used for instantaneous 24/7 cross-border transactions. Bye-bye BC and US.
Now, okay, first, there's a whole bunch to break down in this.
Yeah, quite a bit.
I mean, first off, Robert Kiyosaki. If you don't follow him, you should. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I mean, that was a book he wrote back in the 90s, for crying out loud. And it's still relevant today. And a lot of what he talks about, and all things being equal, he's kind of a Bitcoin bull. So to me, when I read this.
Oh, it looks like your connection dropped there.
My stream. Oh, here it goes. It came back. Sorry.
You're back. Yep.
Sorry, everybody. Obviously, some technical difficulties here. But anyway, I read that tweet and I was just like, what is he talking about? Like, you're completely missing the point of the Bitcoin. Now, whatever. Go follow Robert Kiyosaki. Hopefully he hasn't gone off the deep end at this point. Whatever. Guy has 10 times 100 times the amount of money I have. So go follow him and see what he's got to say.
Yep.
But let's break down the other piece of this. Now, this, like you mentioned, is about Citibank and Citibank building their basically back end blockchain based. Now you can tap into the Fed, because remember, this is now basically them utilizing their blockchain based coin, Citi coin, whatever they're calling it, to tap in to Fed now.
Right.
Okay. So they're not the first ones to do this either. That's the thing. JPM coin, JP Morgan, JPM coin has been out for like 6 years now, something like that.
Oh, I didn't even know JP Morgan had a coin.
Oh yeah. That was like big news back, I want to say 2017, 2018, somewhere like that. I don't know the exact year, but
for a while. I wasn't even aware of that.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And I mean, don't get me wrong. They didn't. Okay. They had the JPM coin, but at the end of the day, you couldn't really use it except with JP Morgan.
Yeah.
Now you can, because I got to believe that JP Morgan is tapped into Fed now. I got to believe that.
Yeah.
That would only make sense.
I can only see like all the major banks already having something on the back end, either implemented or cooking and running to roll out.
Yep. I agree. What was I going to say? So I don't know. Again, go follow Robert Kiyosaki. Realize that these banks are building the back end infrastructure, and now they're trying to tap into cryptocurrency. In this case, with their own coins via FedNow.
Yeah. And it's interesting you're talking about the big banks, and you have this happening over here in Australia. One of the biggest banks is cracking down on cash withdrawals, closing ATMs, and even banning cash.
Yes. It's crazy, right? I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't live in Australia. I do follow a lot of people in the crypto space who are from Australia. So I hear them talking about a lot of these things, and it just, I don't know.
That was unheard of 5 years ago, banning cash. Like, are you kidding me?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Even though we should have, right? Because you remember what happened with Greece when they closed down the banks and basically for what, 4 or 5 days, something like that. And then when they opened the banks back up, you had half your money in the bank. So they basically just took it. And then in India, again, I think about 5 years ago or so, where they basically said whatever the denomination was is no longer going to be currency, turn it in, or, it's basically useless.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing. And like you think about like adoption and where tech has gone, and I would say quite a few people have a mobile device and probably could use a digital transaction if they wanted to. But there still is a significant part of the population globally that doesn't have access to tech, that can't use this, or doesn't understand it before they can even use it. So there's a lot of reasons to not get rid of cash, at least yet. And I think cash should always be around in some form or another. It doesn't have to be digital, whether it's just some form of trade internationally.
Right. I mean, again, I get it. The younger generations are less likely to use cash.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
But I mean, why force or attempt to force this transition now?
Yeah.
And in this way.
Banning is going a bit extreme, I think.
Yeah. Thank you.
So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But the reason I wanted to include this was, one, because I talked about Australia in Monday's live stream. So if you haven't checked that out, go check that out. But two, because to me, it is the transition into what we're about to talk about with regard to how they're like stopping you and I, the average Joe, from being able to opt out of their system. And if you can't get your money out of their system to then put it in another system,
yeah,
you're kind of screwed.
Yeah. So this, again, this is like mixed messaging with cryptocurrency. There's positive news, there's negative news. It's being pulled in different directions. We'll wait for the next bull cycle to actually see what path we probably will follow, although it's unclear right now. Great discussion. I have to jump off right now, but I really appreciate you having me on.
No, I love when you're here, man. I appreciate it. And again, link to hit Crypto Jar's channel in the description below. Make sure you go give him a follow.
Yeah,
I
thanks a
really
lot.
appreciate him being here. Is there anything you want to toss out to everybody who's watching? Any of
Yeah,
your
no,
latest
we can
stuff
check
that
out
you want to talk about?
definitely a lot more content coming out. Looks like we'll be having more guests on. They're going to be reaching out to future financial failure and see if he wants to join. And yeah, lots of more content coming out related to minings and nodes. Some interesting projects in the works. I'll be talking about that maybe a little bit later, something I can announce on one of the streams.
Awesome.
But yeah, thank you once again for having me on. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you being here, man. Really
All right,
do.
talk to you later.
Take care.
Bye.
All right. Here we go. All right. So now you're stuck with just me. All right. Thanks again for Crypto Jar being on. I really appreciate that. Yes. Yes, he is. He is awesome. I love watching his videos. And again, if you haven't followed his channel, link in the description below. Go ahead, give him a follow. If you're into cryptocurrency mining and using mining for passive income in the cryptocurrency space, you need to see what he's doing. You need to see what he's doing. All right. And yeah, so financial failure. Make sure you keep an eye out for him reaching out to you so we can coordinate something. Look forward to having you on this stream. Truly, I do. All right, so let's take a look here at what is now going to be, in my opinion, the negative side of the coin here, where they're now, okay, we saw all this positive stuff, all this positive information, all the positive happenings in the crypto space, and how these banks, TradFi industry giants are tapping into and just, embracing, or at least in the way they want to embrace it, the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space. But then the the other end is true. So here you've basically got Chase Bank telling people in the UK that, guess what? As of October 16th, so that's like 3 weeks away, you are not going to be able to use your Chase credit card to purchase any Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. Why? Why? You're literally on the other end. Chase Bank is one of those ones on the other end, building the infrastructure to go ahead and run cryptocurrency rails for their high net worth clients. But yet for the average person, the me and you, who, and definitely the people watching this live stream, are not able to purchase cryptocurrency. Why? And the excuse they give, which I think is hilarious. Matter of fact, let me see if I can't bring that up and show you. Right here. The excuse that they're using right here is that it is an uptick in scams in the cryptocurrency space. Uptick in scams. Sorry, I had to put my face back up here so I can go, like, what the hell are you talking about? Yes, there are scams in the cryptocurrency space. Yes, you should be using your good common sense and doing your own research before you invest in any cryptocurrency project. But that's true of any investment you make, even in something like the stock market and whatever your relative market is in whatever country it is that you live in. That is just common sense. And you can go to a brokerage, or at least here in the United States, hell, you can go on an app and just invest in whatever you want. And that's okay. You're not stopping me from doing that. But yeah, you're going to stop me from investing in something that's going to put me outside of your system. So when you decide that you're going to implement a CBDC, let's say, I don't have to deal with you and your CBDC. And your excuse, as always, much like with the SEC, is You're protecting me. I don't need your fucking protection. Sorry, I just don't. I'm smart enough to make my own decisions. And am I going to get it wrong sometime? Hell yeah. But that's my decision to make. That's my mistake to make. I don't need you protecting me because you're not protecting me. All you're doing is denying me access to something that I should have access to because it's my money. That's all it is. It's my money, my choice. I don't need you to tell me the yay, the nay, the otherwise. Nobody does. Well, okay. There might be some people out there that do, but let's be honest. The majority of us really, really don't need it. Hang on. They're literally talking about this very same thing. Well, I didn't know that they were doing that. I appreciate you letting me know that. And you're right, though. I mean, for people who are in the cryptocurrency space, I mean, hello. If you're able to make your own decisions, if you're able to go ahead and do your own damn research, if you're able to make decisions for yourself, I don't need your protection. What I need for you to do is give me whatever access I need to my money to make the rails necessary to get to what I want. End of story. That is the end of the story. And you're protecting me. That's a crock of shit. It is a crock of shit. That's their excuse, much like Gary Gensler, who will, like in this library appeal, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about with regard to the library case and the appeal that's going on right now, live stream I did maybe 2-3 live streams ago where I talk about that, so go ahead and check that out. But they've basically spent millions of taxpayer dollars. Millions. And what have they gotten? What have they received? They received a judgment for like $100,000. Where's the ROI in that? But again, they're protecting us from the library token. Are you kidding me right now? Library, the LBC token, is probably one of the tokens that has oh my God, talk about like utility token. It's only any good to you on Library or Odyssey. And if you don't know what either one of those are, check out Cointree. Let me put that up on the screen here. cointr.ee/CCM. There you're going to find out all of our official channels, and Library and Odyssey is there. Make sure you head over there, follow us. All of the content that I put on YouTube is also over on Odyssey. And like I said, hopefully going forward, I'll be putting some specific content on Odyssey that will probably get me banned here. So anyway, make sure you head to Cointree, see all of our official channels, and please follow us there as well. All right, so let's get back to what I was saying. Let's pick up the next piece. So it doesn't just end with Citi Bank. It's not just ending with Citi Bank. Now you've got Bank West. Okay, another major player. Bank West makes new conditions for their credit card users. So basically, whoops, sorry about that, folks. Your account may be canceled if you make a payment to a cryptocurrency exchange. And they highlight the sections that talk about that here. So if you decide, basically, if you're a Bank West customer and you decide you're going to send money to Coinbase, Gemini, doesn't matter, pick a crypto, Binance, whatever, they'll just close your damn account to stop you from doing it further. Again, I don't want your protection. It's my money. It's my choice what the hell I spend it on. No government, no bank, no whoever should be able to tell me that I can or cannot spend my money here, there, or wherever. Okay. I'm 40 minutes in and I'm ranting like a a crazy person here, I guess, at this point. But you see, or I hope you see, the mixed signals being sent out by the TradFi industry. They're embracing cryptocurrency and blockchain technology on one end for where it suits them to do so. And then over here, they're telling you that even though they're doing it, even though they're embracing it, even though it's okay for them, it's not okay for you, because they know better about what you should be doing with your money. So what are your options? Take a quick gander through this, and then I'm going to call this a stream. So what are your options? All right, man. Like I said, watch out for Crypto Jar. He'll be reaching out to you. I look forward, like I said, to having you on here, and I appreciate you. Thumbs up on the rant, because I can really rant sometimes. Thanks for being in the live chat. Appreciate it. All right. So what are your options? I've talked about it a number of times. I do see cryptocurrency as the main possible option for being outside of the system that they control. And as it moves potentially to CBDCs, continue to control on even a grander scale. Now, I don't think Bitcoin is the only option, and I know that will piss off a number of people who are Bitcoin maxis, and I don't give a shit. You do you. Welcome to America. You do you. I'll do me. But there are a number of other potential cryptocurrency options, and I think all of them have their space, their place. And I do believe Bitcoin is going to be that major catalyst for mass adoption. I also believe that things like P2E gaming, matter of fact, that reminds me, tomorrow, 9:45 Eastern time, join myself and a P2E gaming expert here for a live interview. He'll be giving you an insight as to where things are going as they transition from the current P2E space into blockchain tech and Web3. And we'll talk about how you can earn a passive income doing gaming. He'll going to talk about a number of different gaming options that are out there currently, and how NFTs are being used currently to help facilitate this gaming transition. So I believe that those two things, that Bitcoin, because again, it's institutions are looking at Bitcoin, and then stuff like P2E gaming, where you've got the average person and younger generation, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not into the gaming thing. I'm just an older guy here on the internet. That's why I keep saying not financial advice, not a financial advisor, old guy. But the idea that you can have an opportunity to bring people into the cryptocurrency space, help to bring them into Web3, help to bring them into the blockchain, and help to show them how they can utilize cryptocurrency to function outside of this TradFi system. I think it's coming. So again, premiere of that tomorrow, 9:45 a.m. Eastern. Also, what other options do you have? Well, I've talked about it a number of times. Acre Gold. Buying gold. Why not DCA into gold and have gold as another option? I mean, gold's been money since, like I said, near the damn beginning of time. So it makes sense to have precious metals, again, whether gold or silver or whatever, as another option in your diversification portfolio to help get you outside of the system. Okay, to help get you outside this system. Link, if you're interested in dollar cost averaging into gold, link to Acre Gold in the description below. Go ahead and do that for like $50 a month. They'll send it right to your door. How much easier can it get? Seriously. All right, that's going to do it. Now you can see. So when you're reading all this news, when you're seeing it all flashing around, as to like, oh, it looks like they're doing this here, but then, oh my God, what the hell? Why are you shutting this down there? It's about control, folks. It's about the control. That's it. At the end of the day, they want to be able to control the on and off ramps. In the United States, very much part of choke point 2.0. All right. Again, I'd like to take a quick minute to thank Crypto Jar for being here today, helping to facilitate this conversation. Anyone that was watching in from his channel, appreciate having you here. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to the channel as well. Click that like button while you're here and share it. I'm trying to grow the channel up to 1,000 subscribers, so I'd appreciate your assistance in doing that. All right, that's going to do it for today. Again, remember, live streams every Monday, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, and Friday. So we'll see you Friday for Crypto on the Rocks, 7 p.m. Eastern. Casual conversation. Make sure you come on in, bring a drink with you, and we're going to talk crypto, casual conversation, just kind of chillaxing and have a laugh, have some fun. I expect that Philip will probably be back. For those of you who have watched some of the other Cryptos on the Rocks, my friend Philip is here, and hopefully we'll get Jimmy back from the UK. Maybe he'll come join us again as well. All right. So, and again, premiere tomorrow, P2E Gaming. Make sure you're here 9:45 a.m. Eastern time. Jason and I will be in the live chat as that premiere goes. So again, thank you. Appreciate you being here. Hope you found some benefit in this, and I'll see you again tomorrow in that live chat. Take care.